We is live in this motherfucker.
Hey, we live early.
Yeah, for whatever reason, when I set the bitch up to 3:30 o'clock West Coast time, it set the bitch up to like 4:30 East Coast.
Oh no.
Like, YouTube's been weird as hell. Like, whenever I check my stream stuff now, it's always saying that I'm like, I've been streaming for like an hour and some shit. I'm like, dude, I just started.
Dude,
I just pulled up to the party.
everything messing up on YouTube recently.
Hell yeah. Yo, what's going on, that random black guy? We alright over here.
Yeah.
Make sure I turn
I
you.
need to go look at the chat so I can also see shit.
Word. Make sure I go and
Oh.
copy that.
Alright. Hey, I peeped the background.
Oh yeah, that 90s hip hop for the wins, baby.
Mm-hmm. Boy, I need to get another one of them shirts. I need one. Because I used to have a blue one when I was like a freshman in high school. And then I outgrew that one, so I had to get a new one. My brother got me that white one.
Shit. Funny thing is, I've been getting called Tupac forever. Literally, I can't even make that shit up. Like, whatever job I go to, somebody always says you look like Tupac. And at first, I thought about getting mad until niggas was saying it to me. They was like, "Bruh, you know who you look like?" And in the back of my head, I'm thinking like the most fucked up person possible. And I'm all like, "Bruh, who?" And they're like, "Tupac." I'm all like, "Oh, word? Alright, my nigga, true."
Hey, because of the mustache, I said you look like Eddie Griffin.
I mean, I'll take that too, though, because Eddie Griffin be speaking facts.
Mm-hmm.
I got way too many damn cables over here. So, you running that knowledge later? Only thing I'm running later is probably some Dragon Ball FighterZ on Twitch. Later after the stream, 'cause I have to pick up a friend of mine at work after this.
I still don't got that on PS4.
Bro, I'm horrible at that game, but it's fucking fun.
I'm not the best at it. I'm not gonna lie. I tried to learn hit. It ain't working out. Because hits combos are way too, like, you have to do it quick. And it's not just, like, one button combos. Like, you'll be in midair and got to do, like, quarter circles and everything. Like, I'm not that into fighting games yet.
I'm not either. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I basically button mash. Basically, that's what I do. I'm gonna keep it all the way around. I button mash like a motherfucker in that game. In my head, I'm thinking I'm doing something. I'm all like, nah, I'm cheating.
Hey, I try to not do it, but you got to do it if you don't know the combos fully.
You basically have to button mash. So I've accepted it, and I'm like, y'all just gonna have to watch me button mash and hold this L a lot. But anyways, people, this is the Run Those Games podcast, episode 1. I got my co-host, one of my OG subscribers, my man Big. Go ahead and introduce yourself, family.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy Biggie. I got my own YouTube channel, youtube.com/ I think it's Biggie TV if you type it in or whatever. Yeah, I'm just here to talk games.
His link and all that is in the description below, so make sure you go ahead, subscribe, and support the homie. Now, first topic of the podcast is UFC 3. How you feel about that game, bro?
I've seen some gameplay of it. It looks like people like it. I'm not into like UFC because that, like, it's the same thing almost with Fighterz for me. Like, I'm not that in depth on fighting games, and that's something like you have to be strategic.
Right.
And I'm not strategic. I'm ready to just keep throwing hands.
So it sounds like you primarily like Fight Night and shit like that.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Like Fight Night and Xenoverse 2, like, I understand it's not the best game, but a game like that worked perfectly for me because it wasn't too, like, in-depth on the fighting.
I feel you. Well, UFC 3 for your boy, it's cool. Like, I've rage quit live on stream playing that shit. I'm not gonna deny it. I threw my controller and walked the fuck out my room. That shit had me hot. But
I probably wasn't there for that stream.
Nah, bro, I think you was at work or something when I did that shit. I literally rage quit once, threw my controller and rage quit again to walk the fuck out, and then switch games. I started playing Xenoverse, I think. But
that's when I came in. You was playing Xenoverse.
You came in at the tail end of the shit. You missed the heat. But anyway, I do like the game. I like the game on the surface level of the shit, mostly because like I do like UFC. I am a fan, but the controls are just so fucking extra. It irks the fuck out of me. Like, there's no reason why I have to hold literally L1, R2, L2, fucking X, triangle, and square just to do a fucking roundhouse kick. It's just
no.
It's way too much of that. Like, it's just way too many button inputs I have to press all at once for it to work. Granted, I understand what they were going for with it trying to be more competitive and the whole what's the word I'm looking for? And making it not as casual, kind of trying to give it a learning curve or a skill gap. But damn, bro, y'all could have did that a whole lot better. Also, the movement feels goofy. The blocking is kind of weird. The leg kicks part is pretty... I mean, the leg catching and punching the motherfucker in the face, that's probably my favorite part of the game, honestly. And also, the dazing is so damn hit or miss because there's been too many times where I've caught somebody, went throw them hands, and then all of a sudden, like, they're like a quarter of stamina, they just throw like a simple-ass jab, and then I'm stunned. And then I somehow get knocked out. Also, there's frame drops in the game, too. I'm actually going to have to drop that gameplay. But, yeah, I experienced a frame drop, and I lost. Like, I just accepted the L at that point. But UFC 3, I suggest... I would say... I'm not going to say don't cop it. But if you do cop the game, just know what you're getting into. That'd be my recommendation.
From what I've seen, like... Because I remember I was watching D-Man's videos. Mostly the UFC 2 ones, but I think I've seen like 1 or 2 of the UFC 3. And it seems like that's a trend with the UFC games, though. Like... Because I remember watching his videos, he'd stun someone. And, like, they would still, like, not go down. He'd stun them, keep hitting them, and they just would never go down.
Yeah, that's a problem. Like, you can't fully rush people the way that you see in the UFC. Like, literally in the intro to like, the main event fights, you see, like, BJ Penn run this dude down and proceed to beat the shit out of him. You see Shogun do that shit to not Tito Ortiz, to, Vanderlei Silva. Like, there's highlights of them running people down and, like, jumping on top of them and wailing on them, but you can't do that in this game. They need to patch that.
Yeah.
It's UFC, baby. Like, the whole point is for me to go full-fledged savage. That's the point.
Hey.
Oh, shit.
That's how I always want to play, though, and games don't reward me for that, so I can't... I don't know how to feel about that.
I mean, it's kind of obnoxious. I'm going to keep it all the way real with you. Like, there's nothing worse than me trying to bust somebody's head open and it doesn't let me bust somebody's head open. Like, that is what I want to do. I want to pull up on you and stomp you out.
See, that's what I like to do.
Yeah, and it doesn't let you do that shit. Like, it hurts. That's literally all I can say. It just hurts. It's a good game though. I'm not gonna sit here and say the game is overall trash. The game is solid. It's a solid game, but what they need to do is input, instead of those bogus ass tutorials where it just shows you a video of how to play the game. A lot of people are not like visual learners like that. And for video games, that does not help. We need to be able to actually input stuff and learn it. Because y'all show me a video of like how to do a kick or something like that's not going to help as me actually learning it. Like hands-on type stuff. Not to mention, I showed this day one when I got the game. They didn't even have the tutorials unlocked for like the regular game modes for like how to punch, how to ground game, and the clinch. They literally only had how to play Ultimate Team.
Oh no, that was a setup for failure right there.
So that's just EA being EA looking for that bread day one, but we gonna move past that. Staying on the topic of fighters, we're gonna talk about this Dragon Ball FighterZ. Now, we was just talking about this in the fuck around session right now, and I gotta say this is probably one of my most favorite fighters aside from Tekken. And yes, it is a tad bit biased because it is Dragon Ball, but the way they executed this and their attention to detail as far as like when you attack somebody, their eyes are actually like wincing in pain, how they actually make a grunt noise whenever you're hitting them, and on top of that, the moves, they actually pay attention to like how like their hands are set up. Like Trunks is actually still throwing up them gang signs, do like his little flash thing. Fucking Vegeta, I don't think he can do Gallic Gun in there, but his final flash attack is still epic as hell.
Now with Super Saiyan Blue, I know he can do the Gallic Gun. He does it like how Goku does his, kind of at an angle up in the sky.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Well, see, I'm a novice at that, so I've not got to fully get into the meat and potatoes of the combos because I'm butt. We've already went over this. But it,
I'm not really good either, though.
it is a fun game, and not to mention the interaction between characters are dope. So like if you're playing like Frieza versus Krillin, Frieza gonna talk some shit. If you playing like Vegeta versus like Goku, Vegeta gonna talk that shit. Is that attention to detail that makes you really like a game? Those little things, because like everybody who plays the game, and even motherfuckers who aren't a full fan of fighting games, who have picked up this game because it's Dragon Ball. Not to mention, I almost forgot to mention this. This game sold 2 million copies in what, a week, right? Okay, yeah, it came out like on Friday. 2 million in a week. So that just tells you like how the impact of this game, how badly people wanted to play this. So I got to give credit where credit is due. But my main question is, where's this game going to be in 4 months? Because we got to remember, what is it? Far Cry is coming out. I'm not saying it's going to take a big crowd, but it's going to take a portion, because this one, we're going to get into that later. We got Red Dead Redemption 2 dropping, and also, what, 4 or 5 months away? You know, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is getting rumored and talked about, but that's going to be saved for a different podcast. So I'm trying to figure out, where's this game going to hold up in about 4 months? What's your opinion on that, my brother?
So it depends on the characters, in my opinion. It depends on the characters they bring out with the DLCs, because that like will make or break it for some people, because you're going to get bored of the original cast that they have in the game. I think like for the first season they said like they're doing like 7 characters, and we're only rumoring them right now. So like if they bring out like some weak character, like say they bring out like I was joking about it in Chef's stream the other day, but like they bring out Deborah like as a big name character, like how Xenoverse 2 did it. Like Deborah was some big name character like that could kill it for people.
Deborah wanted zero smoke in Xenoverse, bro. Oh my god. That's
no, during the raids in Xenoverse 2, they made him so overpowered. He had Ultra Instinct for no reason.
Okay.
It was so stupid.
That's like them bringing Android 19 in, bro. Ain't nobody worried about Android 19. That nigga got smoked by Vegeta. Fuck out of here.
Honestly.
Yo, what's happening, Eric? What's going on with you? Appreciate you coming through. Make sure you go ahead and like and share the stream. But
I just realized you spelled Eric the same.
But yeah, I see what you're saying. I think that the game's gonna hold up. I mean, Evo is in July. If I'm not mistaken, Evo's in July, so I already know it's going to have a huge hype around that. They're probably going to do some crazy reveal for it. But I do think they got to keep supporting the game like they do, like most games have to be. But I'd probably say they have to input some of the characters from Super, because I know 1,000,001 people want to play as Jiren. That's off top. They want to play as Demigod of Destruction Topo. Like, there's a bunch of characters that they probably are going to have to add to retain the crowd, you know, from not only the OGs who remember Super, Dragon Ball, hell, even Kai, and that bastard GT that had one of the coolest transformations ever, though, Super Saiyan 4. But they're gonna have to do a little bit more to keep that crowd, because, like you just said, Xenoverse, people still play Xenoverse 1 and 2 to this day, and those games are literally 3 to what? 4 years old? Hold up, Xenoverse 1 came out 2015. So yeah,
Xenoverse 2 came out in 2016.
Yeah, so they're like 3 to 2 years old. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
that means that Dragon Ball has a solid fan base, but you have to keep inputting content to keep the crowd around, especially for a fighting game, because fighting game crowds don't die off that fast for shit. Unless the game is trash. Like For Honor, I'm not gonna say the game's completely trash, but it got trash due to the broken bugs, glitches, and characters and shit like that. That's what killed that game. But if we know anything about Ubisoft at this point, they never leave a title just to lie down and die. They did that with Siege. They did that shit with what's that damn game I'm playing? The Division.
The Division. Yeah.
They're now doing it with Wildlands and For Honor. Like, they just don't leave their games. Like, they come out broken and somehow fix some shit and make them better. But I digress. But staying on the Ubisoft topic, Far Cry 5. Bruh, go ahead and take the floor on this one, man. I like and share before I say anything, brother. I appreciate you, Eric.
So I just recently watched the trailer. Right. The whole thing with Far Cry 5 that I like is that they're, like, a lot of the Far Cries that we've played in the past, they're more set on, like, an island in the jungle or something. And this one is bringing it back over, like, bringing it into America. And, like, it's kind of like the enemies in this one are like the American version of ISIS, in my opinion. Like they're the extremists of like Christianity, and they're killing people in so-called the name of the Lord. And like I like the storyline behind it.
Right.
It's really cool to me. Like it's a game I honestly want to pick up.
Word. Did you see the season pass?
Oh no. After it was Xenoverse 2 did to me with a season pass, I paid $50 for it, and the next DLC is not covered in that season pass. I don't even look at them no more.
Oh, I feel you. Oh yeah,
that made me so mad.
You told me about that shit. Xenoverse trying to add more shit to the game.
Yeah, because they're calling it extra DLC.
Extra DLC, these nuts, my nigga. I already paid for the season pass once. I'm gonna go ahead and need you to stop playing with my emotions and just give me all the DLC as soon as I pay for the season pass.
It's just the fact that DLC is supposed to be extra, and then you're gonna call an extra, so I still have to pay for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and actually link you. Hold on, I'm actually gonna go ahead and link you to the article. There you go.
All right.
Yeah, but Far Cry 5, I do agree with what you're saying. Like, I talked about a little bit before. This reminds me of Far Cry 3 in the sense of we actually have a antagonist that we're probably all going to hate. Like, this dude's an extremist. He thinks that he's God. He thinks he's doing the Lord's work and shit like that. And while I don't get into the whole religious thing like that, you know, do what you want to do, all that. I feel like this whole extremist thing is going to take it to like that throwback level of us having villains that we don't like. And I could appreciate that. I like being in my chair wanting to kill somebody very badly because they aggravate me that much. And I feel like they've actually have accomplished that in this game based off the trailer alone. Granted, I don't want him to be some weak-ass dude. I want there to actually be some type of intricate backstory or something interesting that made him think that he has this divine power and things of that sort. Also, the whole, like, I think like the whole extremist factor of this game is probably what is going to keep me in here for hours on end, because I probably had, I don't know, 30 plus hours on Far Cry 4 just off exploring and shit like that. And I didn't get to play Primal for shit, and I beat 3, but I was a little let down just by the boss fight a little bit. But overall, like, I like how their attention to detail, and it makes you kind of feel uncomfortable. Like, because even watching the trailer, I did a reaction video on it. Like, I was feeling a little bit weird seeing, you know, people crucified. Like, they had a image of like this dude crucified on this wall, on a cement wall, like on a base, and then another one where he's hung upside down, wrapped in fucking barbed wire, and another one where he's in a wedding gown, and they have the wedding gown like wrapped around the entrance of this town, and it's called, and I forgot the town name. That right there, I could already tell that they're trying to go a different direction with the game as far as being more story-oriented and not so much as action. But that's just strictly off observation. I want to play this game, and I'm pretty excited about it. As far as for the Season Pass, they actually have 3 different expansions for it. It's going to be one where you're going to Mars fighting spiders and things of that sort, which is goofy, but I mean, they did that with what, Far Cry 4 with the whole, like, LSD type DLC. It's a joke.
Yeah.
I'm about to say it's a joke before somebody takes it serious. What's going on, dude?
I think it was Far Cry 4 where they had like the like dinosaurs and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But where was I? Podcast, that's a tough one. I appreciate you, but yeah, for DLC they have the you're going to Mars and you're fighting spiders who are gonna destroy Earth. That's what I'm assuming. That's actually what I think it is. So, and then for the other DLC, you're behind Vietnam or Viet Cong enemy lines. That should be dope, and they better have some type of story with that. It better not just be mindless killing, because I would be pissed. As for the other one, it is, what is the other one?
Dead Living Zombies.
Zombies. That one, I actually, for that one, I want them to do more of a Left 4 Dead than a Call of Duty Zombies one, where you actually kind of have a story of escape and survival rather than just surviving waves. That's just my preference, and that's what I'm hoping to see out of the Season Pass. Also, for Season Pass holders, you get a copy of Far Cry 3 Classic Edition for free. However, they're not pulling a complete Call of Duty and making gamers wait for damn near 2 years for a separate release. What they're actually doing is they're going to release Far Cry 3, the Classic Edition, for all gamers during the summer of this year.
Oh, that's lit.
Yeah, so that's something to look forward to. And I might be copping that. Well, I'm copping Far Cry 5. As far as Far Cry 3, nah, fam. I get that shit on PC for cheap. And upgrade the graphics. Nah.
See,
but,
I'm probably just going to get Far Cry 5. I'm not getting those more season passes unless it's a game that I truly, truly enjoy.
Well, that's why we on PC, baby. Get all that shit for cheap. Dirt cheap. Now, next topic at hand is Rainbow Six Siege Operation Outbreak. Now, you done seen the trailers and things of that sort. You seen the pod opening trailer, and I gotta say, that was kind of lackluster. I kind of wish it would have dropped this first trailer first. I mean, the ass trailer, because that thing was crazy. What do you think about that trailer, Biggie?
So, the way that the mechanics are in Rainbow Six Siege, I'm still trash at that game. I'm gonna just let you know right now. I haven't played a lot of it, and my aim ain't the best. It's horrible, but this trailer. Dang, I lost my train of thought. This trailer. All right, so the gameplay inside of it. I lost my train of thought. Come back to me. I'm sorry.
You good, bro? Don't even worry about it. Personally, this is my thoughts on it. I can't wait to play this shit, bruh. I'm trying to go hams. I'm trying to pull up on all type of parasites and whoop that ass. My only issue is some of the operators that they release with this, or that they're planning on getting, because if just by how it's sounding is like you're kind of, it's gonna be attack and it's gonna be defense, and I guess attacking at some point. Because like their list of operators kind of make no sense to me on why you're choosing smoke for parasites. I don't understand how smoke's mustard gas is going to affect a fucking parasite. They don't necessarily breathe, to my knowledge. Because if that's the case, if they do have some type of heartbeat, then they could have had Pulse or a variety of characters like Castle or something like that. Like, they're missing a few key characters that could actually assist in this. But it goes on from, I think, March... I gotta check the notes. It goes on from March 6th to April 3rd. That's when it's going to go live for all consoles. For PC, I don't know. You guys get to play it on the technical test server. And the new operators will be revealed February 17th of this month. And Outbreak live demo where they actually play it at the event, at the Invitational, the Six Siege Invitational, will be on February 18th. So stay tuned for all of that. Granted, I'm good at Siege for like the most part when I play with the squad. Y'all seen the gameplay. I let the gameplay speak for itself. I be going in out on these streets. But it is definitely a fun game. I feel like this can actually draw in a more of a crowd to the game. I just kind of wish it was a permanent thing and not just a one-time event. Because I feel like this is one of those things that could actually just be something to play and just turn your brain off and enjoy. Same way that people do with the terrorist hunt or the operation missions or whatever. But that's their choice. But I do hope that... they do extend it a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. Because I feel like, what? About a month? I need at least a solid 2 months with this. Just a solid 2 months.
People going to ask for them to keep it in the game forever. I'm going to just let you know.
I hope they do. Because just by the trailers and how it's sounding on like the official blog site, bro, it sounds crazy lit. Like, I need this in my life. I need this. Because it's not zombies, it's parasites. And they have the different ones. They have the charging one. Of course, an exploding one, a spitter type, and the thing is, like, they all rush you. Like, in Terrorist Hunt, they don't necessarily rush you. Like, they'll rush you for a little bit and then run back and then hide somewhere or some shit like that. This one, they pulling up on you, so you gotta have quick reaction and quick reflexes, and you gotta be able to keep you cool, because you will be caught lacking in these streets. I'm excited to play that. Now, as for our deals, or as for the deals of the week or whatever, for all my PC brethren out there, make sure you go to humblebundle.com and cop that Rockstar bundle. At the time of this podcast, you have about 6 days to get this. It comes with like Manhunt, GTA 3 all the way up to 4, including the DLC, LA Noire, including the DLC, all 3 Max Paynes. I don't know if I said Manhunt already. I'm letting you know again. Manhunt, Bully the Scholarship Edition. Cop this. Like, this is one of them deals you was not trying to miss. For 15 bones, you get basically all of them games I mentioned.
Oh, for 15?
For 15, my brother. For 15.
See, my only problem is my computer ain't the best, but I'm really trying to get that LA Noir so I can live stream that. But
I think the LA Noir, that one is in the $7 or $9 tier in that region. But if you want the DLC, you gotta pay that full 15, then you get everything. Everything.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everything. Like, that's a really good deal.
Oh, facts. Like I said, bro, you can just go ahead and build up your Steam library until you get a full-fledged gaming PC. And then by the time you get that bitch, your library gonna be crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And as for
right now.
as for my PS4 folks, we ain't getting a goddamn thing on PS4. Our free game, our free games for the month is Knack and Rhyme. I heard of Knack and I heard the game is aight, but miss me with that. Rhyme, I ain't never heard of it, so
I ain't never heard of neither of these.
Yeah, for my people on PS3, which is shocking to me if you're still on PS3, dedicated to it. Come on, bro, get the PS4, keep the PS3 for all your backwards compatibility games.
If you're on PS3, just go out and do something else, because they ain't really supporting it anymore. Just go outside.
If I'm not mistaken, they cut off production of PS3s, and most games now are not going to PS3 anymore. So you might as well just keep that thing the same way I do for just playing PS2 games. But I digress. PS3 people, you get Spelunker HD and Mugen Soul Z. I have never heard of neither of them, but the Mugen Souls Z does sound fire, just off the title alone.
I've heard of the Spelunking one. It's like a weird, like, 2D scroller of, like, Minecraft or Terraria, those two games. Like, it's just one of those.
You can miss me with that shit.
Yeah.
Okay, for my PS Vita folks, and if you still have one, more power to you. You get Grand Kingdom and Exile's End. Those sound interesting. I'm not even gonna front. This PS4 month was super ass. Eric, you ain't getting an argument from me, bro. For my
you attracted the message and everything.
I don't know why. He's speaking number facts. For my Xbox folks, for the Xbox One, you get Shadow Warrior. Heard that game is fire. And Assassin's Creed Chronicles India. It's not that's the 2D platformer one. So have fun with those.
I don't trust any Assassin's Creed that's 2D. If it ain't 3D, I ain't playing it.
For my Xbox 360 folks, if you're on 360 still, more power to you. You get Split Second, which is a good game, and Crazy Taxi, which is a classic. Don't at me on this. Just look it up. Go to your local arcade if you still have one, and play that bitch. Guarantee you don't get off for about 3 hours.
Hey, isn't the Split Second, isn't that also a racing game? Because if it is, that one was lit, because I remember playing that.
It was a racing game that had, like, QTs, and, like, you actually had to make sure that you were paying attention. You had to press square at certain points, triangle, X, that whole thing.
Yeah, I remember playing it. I believe there was a demo for it, and me and my boy, we used to play that when we was younger. Yeah, that game was lit. I might have to download that.
Yeah, so for my Xbox people, you actually got to come up. For my PlayStation brethren, we ain't get shit. For my PC folks, we actually got to come up a little bit. So make sure you take advantage of that humble bundle. I'll update y'all because I've seen a couple rumors that there is some Ubisoft sales going on the PC or the PS4 and Xbox as far as sales go. So stay tuned or actually check that out for yourself if you need to. But don't click on stream though, motherfucker. We ain't done yet. Because we still got the main event topic, which is why I saved it for last, because this was the upset that everybody in America except for those in Boston and the little sprinkles here in the States wanted. Super Bowl 52. The Philadelphia Eagles pulled it off and has made everybody in America, except for people in Boston, happy. And to my folks in Boston, your boy's going to be out there soon, so don't get mad at me. Any old way. Yeah, so the Philadelphia Eagles somehow, I'm not even going to say somehow, they beat the Patriots in a way that we did not think that was going to happen. Damn near embarrassed them, in my opinion. Biggie, you a Meek Mill fan.
Hey, free Meek.
So I'm going to need you to go ahead and take the floor on this one, bro.
So, my thing is, I've never really been big on football, but after everything I've seen and heard, I don't know who this kicker is on the Patriots, but he might be out of the job. Because I heard he ain't missed not one, but 2 field goals. And all you got to do is kick the ball.
Yeah, he did. He missed the first like 2 field goals.
I don't know who he is, and I think there's a reason I don't know who he is because I know Tom Brady, and that man don't got a ring this year.
Nah, he don't. He's not getting any of the blame either. But we kind of expected that.
Yeah,
You got
it's kind of like honestly the opposite of LeBron. How people always want to blame LeBron for why the Cavs lose. Tom Brady's the opposite.
Oh yeah, nobody blames Tom. Tom's the star child of the NFL, and he can't do no wrong. You got any more thoughts on this family? I'm digging this podcast. Yeah, I appreciate you, Eric.
Only thing that I gotta say is Lonzo had the best tweet since Philadelphia won. They got a free Meek Mill. He needs to be able to go out and make some music because I don't even got a 2018 playlist for music yet because there is nothing that I like so far. I need some music.
And my apologies, people. I actually forgot to show y'all some of these trailers. I'll remember that next time, the next podcast, to actually show y'all some of these trailers. As a matter of fact, hold up. I got time, cuz.
Today you got time, cuz.
Today I got time. So, my people, for those of y'all who did not see some of these, this is what I'm going to do for y'all. Here is the Ubisoft Ash trailer. Not ass, you sick nasties. Ash. So what we're going to do is, boom.
Oh, yeah. I was playing Rainbow Six Siege. There was a dude on my team, and his name was Ash is Thick.
Ash ain't got no cheeks, bro. Fuck out of here. Caviar got all the cheeks. Anyways, so here's this trailer. Oh, let me turn that shit all the way down. Now, I must say, if there's one thing that Ubisoft could do really well, and they can make a damn trailer.
Mm-hmm. Well, they get you lit for every one of their games, and they come out
broken.
Well, everybody was lit for that Rainbow Six Siege trailer for E3. Everybody wanted to play it, and then they played it.
Bruh, I was one of the first ones in the trenches playing that shit. But what made it worse was, I liked it, although I was horrible at it. But it wasn't until I started like watching cartoons play, and I was like, shout out to cartoons, by the way. And the GI, shout out to the GI. Then I realized, A, I'm horrible at the game. B, this looks nothing like how it showed at E3. And C, there's so many glitches in this shit.
I'm just getting into it, so I don't know too much about all that. I just know my aim is ass. It's getting better, but it's bad.
Yeah, it's a learning curve. So yeah, folks, that was the Ubisoft or the Rainbow Six Siege Outbreak trailer. I'm not gonna lie, that shit got your boy hype. I can't even fake the funk. That shit actually had me excited. Now, along with that, matter of fact, I need to show you guys the Far Cry 5 trailer because I'm about to go in on this football game. Cause, bro, you don't understand how sick I was watching it at work. Not watching it at work, but hearing about the game at work. Because a brother like myself, I try to remain humble and shut the fuck up about sports I don't fully know much about. But damn it, god damn it, ain't nothing worse than that overfan who just thinks their team can do no wrong and is a dick rider of a specific player and not the team itself. So when they took this L, it was wonderful. But I'm going to talk about that later. We're going to go ahead and watch this Far Cry 5 story trailer. That way y'all can actually understand why I'm excited for this game. You need to put a shirt on now.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got no muscles.
Everybody who got a shirt off need to put a shirt on in this trailer.
If you ain't got no muscles, fam, I ain't trying to see it. And I ain't even got to say no homo, bro, because you ain't work on them games. If your body built like a toddler, fuck out of here.
Boy, all I know, you ain't got muscles or you ain't got full body tattoos. Why do you not have a shirt on?
You feel me? Another thing
also,
I noticed.
Why he look like Trevor? Just a more religious Trevor.
I mean, he do low key, but he's crazy like him too, so I could appreciate that. Also, I didn't even notice that in this trailer though, on his tattoo it says pride, envy, and gluttony.
Boy, he got deadly sins on his arms.
Bruh, like look at this.
Oh, this is gonna be some creepy stuff. I already know that.
I ain't gonna lie, some of this actually reminded me of Outlast as far as like how the characters look. Like how old boy looks, he looked like the damn the main antagonist. He looks like the main villain off of Outlast 1. To me, personally.
All I know
If we stick together,
is I'm ready for this game.
Cult will never break us.
Yeah,
Because I need somebody to play it with. Because isn't that co-op?
I think it's supposed to be co-op.
It's co-op. I need somebody to play that game with.
What God gives, no man.
Oh yeah, I just saw it in the trailer. I wasn't paying attention the first time I was looking at it. You can use a little plow thing. You can run over the animals.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie, that's something I might find myself doing that for like 30 minutes because I find stupid stuff and just sit there and do that and waste time.
I mean, sometimes it be like that. But yeah, that was the Far Cry 5 story trailer. I gotta say, bro, that shit is phenomenal. Ubisoft, they trying to cash these dubs come 2018. They caught a mean ass L with some of the games that were released in the previous years, but they trying to start off on the right foot and not be in the same hole that EA's in. But I'm gonna save going in on EA for a whole nother podcast when they fuck up again, because it's only a matter of time.
It's inevitable.
And I could talk about the microtransactions in Battlefront 2, but I ain't got time for that, because that would take me legitimately an hour of cussing them out. But I digress. Hey, you can ask Biggie. I knew that Super. Hey yo, Biggie. So D said that you knew the Super Bowl was gonna be ass.
I don't watch the Super Bowl. I don't watch football. But if he think it was gonna be ass, then it was gonna be ass. Because I just take people's words for it at the end of the day. When I don't know anything about it, I just gotta take your word for it.
Word. Now, personally, my thoughts on the Super Bowl as a whole, bruh, this Super Bowl was entertaining for the most part. The Patriots lost, and Tom Brady could not pull off that tuck rule this year. Thank Christ. Because, bruh, I'm gonna keep it all the way 100 with y'all. When they got that final fumble to seal the victory, my heart dropped. Only because I seen his arm go forward. And for all of those who know, the tuck rule apparently was in the Bible of the football Bible for years and years, but ain't nobody seen that until Tom Brady somehow pulled it off. But whatever. They got the fumble, they sealed the victory. The Patriots kicker couldn't make a kick for shit. Tom Brady doesn't refuse to get blamed, but he receives none of the blame whatsoever for their loss. Although he did throw for 500 yards, 3 touchdowns. People are acting like this man did not drop a pass that probably could have gave them a lead or at least some good yards. It could have changed the tide of the game with that trick play, of which the Philadelphia Eagles actually ran and scored on. Yet again, I digress. But we're going to talk just a little bit about Justin Timberlake's halftime performance, which apparently is getting the spirit bomb of slander right now. I didn't even know it was this deep. Oh, 2 divisional round bad memories. Go ahead, Biggie.
I didn't even know it was this deep either, because usually the halftime shows be lit. That's the only reason to ever watch. For me, I didn't watch it this year, but for me, that's the only reason to ever watch the Super Bowl. Just for everything at halftime.
I feel you. Apparently, Justin Timberlake and Prince didn't like each other, or Justin Timberlake didn't fuck with Prince. Something along those lines. And so people were all upset that he did that whole dedication to Prince during the Super Bowl, where they actually, this is what I thought was dope. The entire city of Philadelphia actually lit up purple, and his symbol was actually formed around the arena itself, which I thought was phenomenal. But people didn't like that. They also didn't like that he didn't have Janet Jackson perform with him. There was a whole slew of issues with Justin Timberlake's performance. Granted, I like a lot of the music that he was playing. Like, I have a lot of those on my Spotify. Like, call it what you want. When I like my music, I likes my music. Give a damn. But apparently there was that. And I don't know if y'all seen this video, but this woman actually was at the Super Bowl during the performance and recorded it. And that crowd that we seen that was going nuts for him, yelling and screaming, apparently, this is just all speculation. I'm not sure if it's confirmed, so chill out. Apparently, there's like 2,000 people that they had as volunteers to be in that section to just go nuts, yell, and scream. Because in the video that she has, that entire arena is quiet as hell. Don't believe me? Hold up. Butterfinger tweeted him and said, "Thanks for improving our brand." Then they did Tom Brady
I was
dirty.
about to say something about that.
Bro, that is fire as hell. Go ahead and take the floor while I look up this thing, bro.
All I know is a lot of people will get mad about stuff, and they don't even know what they're mad about. Word to TBH, people be out here getting fake mad for no reason.
Right.
So, I don't know the full story behind what went down, but whatever happened, most of them didn't like Prince. A lot of people actually didn't like Prince. Like, there was a good amount of people who did, but a lot of them were also Michael Jackson fans, and they thought Michael Jackson was better than Prince, even though they was both good in their own right.
That is definitely an argument worth having. That I'd listen to. Fuck. Well, I can't find the original video, so what we gonna do is we gonna watch the OG homie Snoop Dogg give his reaction on this, because there's a good portion of stuff we could talk about as far as Super Bowl goes, especially Kevin Hart getting denied access to be with the team. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a second. Well, let's watch my OG Snoop.
I don't have to mute my mic while I watch this.
Man, it's an ice box out here.
Yeah.
Motherfucking deep freeze.
And I got on some player tie, you understand me?
Man, you hit me. Yeah, this is a wraparound, man.
You find the light, man.
All I see is niggatry.
For real, yo.
This nigga is gonna snort loud. Hold up.
Also, Eric said Prince didn't like Justin because Prince thought he was stealing his style.
Ah, see? Just like that, we get information from the chat. I appreciate y'all. But I knew Sinbad actually had something to say to Justin about this, so let's go ahead.
Prince. Prince did not diss him. Prince said when the song came out, he said, I'm bringing sexy back. That wasn't about Prince. It was like a diss to R&B and funk when they said our music wasn't sexy anymore, but Justin Timberlake's going to bring sexy back. As long as Prince is alive, sexy is already here. So when he said I'm bringing sexy back, Prince said we don't need to bring sexy back. Sex never left, okay?
Word.
That's what I said there. Third time, he at an award show, Prince wasn't there to accept the award, so he said, I accept for Prince, and he kneeled down like, okay, I'm short now, I can answer for Prince. Dude, you should have pulled the mic stand up. That's all I'm saying. So this is what I say. Yeah, was he being funny, but would you have done that if it was Prince was sitting in the audience? If you can't do it with a person in the audience, you shouldn't do it while they're not there. That's how I look at it. So cool. So y'all can hate or love what I'm saying. It's just my opinion. You don't pay attention to what I'm saying. You don't have to slide into my timeline or any of that. But I said it. All right?
Okay. Now let's see this. Okay, punk ass Justin Timberlake, you was cool till you pulled that on Prince bullshit. Till you pulled that Prince bullshit. You dissed Prince on a track of yours, and you dissed him on stage when you lowered the mic stand on stage when Prince won an award. Later for your ass.
I don't agree with doing anything having to do with people that aren't here no more.
I mean, my brother, you ain't getting no disagreement from me. I didn't even know this was going on for real, because I don't pay attention to award shows, because in my humble opinion, they're all bullshit.
I try not to pay attention to beef and anything in general, honestly.
I mean, I thought it was all complete and total BS. Not the whole Prince JT thing, but I always think that award shows are bullshit. But personally, did I like the performance? Not really, and that's only because I want to be more hyped, and Justin Timberlake don't give me hype. He just makes me feel he just makes me want to dance a little bit, not watch a football game or not even play football. Ain't nobody listening to Cry Me a River in the locker room before a game, bro. Alright, ain't nobody listening to Suit and Tie before they get ready for a boxing match. We ain't doing that around here. They could have had any other type of rapper do this.
You know, if Meek Mill was out, you know,
bro,
for that game, he could have had everybody lit.
No, my nigga, if they would have turned out the lights and all you would have heard is "Hold up, wait a minute," y'all thought I was finished. I probably would have threw my entire television in the living room outside. Ain't nobody watching this game, bro. Y'all can't handle this.
Nah, if I would have heard Meek performed, I would have immediately just went to the channel and was like, no, I gotta watch.
Yeah,
I don't
like
know how he did, but I'm watching.
Yeah, so that was the whole issue. That's why I listen to 80s pop. I feel you on that. We slide in the timelines now. Like, that's basically the whole issue of it. Now, we're going to talk about, like, this last little segment of the Super Bowl. We just basically talk about the things that happened that were interesting. The game itself, y'all seen the game. Eagles won, Patriots lost. I'm well satisfied because I get to remain the only team, or a fan of the only team that has 6 rings, while everybody else is still chasing them. Yes, that was my little stunt moment. Let me have it. Anyway.
Hey.
What?
Hey, stun if you got to. Stun if you got it.
Hey, I just got stunned a little bit, but anyway, so we're gonna talk about at least one of a lot of people's favorite comedians and one of my favorites. He's like at least in my top 10. Kevin Hart getting denied to be on stage with his team. Biggie, go ahead and share your thoughts and opinions on this because that was hilarious.
Now, I don't know how to explain it best, but both people are at fault because Kevin ain't asked nobody, like no management and nothing, to be on stage with them if they won even before the game and nothing like that. Just assumed they was gonna let him on because he Kevin.
Right.
And security just was not having it, and they could have let him slide. But it was just funny seeing him. It pretty much like so you just not gonna let me on stage then. So I just gotta sit here and look stupid.
Basically,
that's what I saw.
The funny thing about that entire situation was I remember I was watching the game with the family and friends and things like that, and my big ass uncle was all like, "Hey yo, who seen Kev get shoved?" Bruh, I was like, "How the fuck did you notice that?" And then it went viral everywhere. I ain't even going front. I posted a gif about that shit. But Kevin Hart has still remained to have a sense of humor about it. He's actually shared a bunch of pictures and even talked about the situation. He even said it was a good job for security not letting him up there because it would have been all bad. Because I don't know if y'all know this, the man actually was on stage with ESPN or whatever, and they're talking about the game afterwards. He said "fuck" live on air, which is hilarious. Like, he was basically drunk all around and having a blast and got denied to go on stage. And he even...
that's probably why he got denied.
Yeah.
They was like, nah, you can't do that right now.
And what made it funnier was the fact that this dude, one of the cameramen actually got him a picture of his face when he had to turn around and walk away from the stage. Funniest thing you ever see. Have you guys not seen it, go to Kevin Hart's Instagram and look at it. Funniest thing ever.
I'm about to go right now.
But he's remained to have a sense of humor about the thing, and I thought that was single-handedly one of the funniest things ever because that replayed on my timeline since the Super Bowl, actually. Like, you see this...
replays more than anything having to do with the Super Bowl.
I'm saying, you see this dude's big-ass hand just get placed on Kevin's chest and he can't move. For as swole as Kevin Hart is, he wasn't bigger than a security guard. He was not having it. He was like, bruh, I know who you is, but you can't get up here. Cry Me River was hot, not gonna lie. Hey, bro, like I said, I have it on my Spotify, but ain't nobody listening to Justin Timberlake before they get hyped. Nobody's doing that. Not anybody. Like, unless it's that crazy kid who doesn't have many friends who's probably gonna hurt somebody on the football field. That's the only kid. Then
if you was a part of a football team and I'm on that team and I hear you listening to Cry Me a River, I'm letting coach know he should bench you for the whole game because I don't trust you.
Yeah, you got some shit on your mind that is not football related.
Well, you might go out there, get tackled, and get a little bit too emotional, throw your helmet down, want to run the fade for no reason.
Saying he gonna suplex somebody like I forgot who, but somebody in the Patriots actually tried hurdling an Eagles player and got suplexed. I don't know if you've seen that. Greatest moment ever. But he got slammed, and that's basically what's gonna happen. He's gonna be like, "You were my cinnamon apple," and body slam somebody.
So that's the funniest video I've ever seen.
Bro, there's that one. There's that video. There's a video that's from like 2006 where the dude's crying and shit, listening to like a Baby Bash love song. There's too many of that. Motherfuckers is simping out here in these streets. Now that's pregame hype music. D, you about crazy as hell. But that's episode.
He ain't listening to it.
He ain't. He ain't. But that is I think that's gonna do it for episode 1 of Run Those Games podcast. You can expect one of these. I'm going to do my best to do this every Tuesday, along with my man's Biggie. If not, then I'm well open to having other guests on the podcast. But hopefully, my man's will remain my... Damn, I'm horrible at this camera shit. Hopefully, my man's will remain my co-host with the most.
It depends on my schedule.
Yeah, I feel you.
They be throwing me a curveball.
I feel you, Brody. But The plan is to do this at least every Tuesday before the GMG podcast and before and after the GI podcast. Continue that on the weekend. That way I can get in a nice little niche of my information and my views in case I can't make it to the GMG podcast, things of that sort. Let's be 100 though, every way what it is, Super Bowl for the commercial. Facts. I mean, they show what the Avengers, I think Black Panther, and a few other ones that were fire. So yeah, but that's gonna do it. Biggie, what's your closing statement, my brother?
Hey, I appreciate you for having me on here. I still ain't played PlayStation with you. I need to play something because I got Rainbow Six. I got all those games. I ain't got no. Man, I'm so lonely over there.
All right, bro.
But nah, thanks for having me here. I hope to come back depending on how my schedule's set up. Actually, no, next week I think. Yeah, I don't think I work next week. So if you do it next week, I'll be here.
I got you. Matthew.
After that, I don't know.
Hey, Matthew, my brother, I'm sorry that you missed it, but stay tuned because probably at about 7 or 8 West Coast time, because I got to actually handle something real quick. I will be live on Twitch playing some Dragon Ball Fighter Z. That is twitch.woozilla36 or woozilla36 at twitch.com, however the hell you do it. Just look.
Twitch.tv.
Yeah, twitch.tv at woozilla36.com. Just look your boy up. I'll be over there running some fades on Fighter Z. Granted, sweaties and tryhards are not welcome. So if fuck out of here because I'm not gonna sit there and listen. I'm not gonna sit here and listen about how good you is and how trash I am. Your ass will get blocked, and I will tell you the dick live on stream. Yeah, we didn't get that invite for World War II. Hey, bro, World War II get your dick. Black Ops 3 though, holla at your boy. What's happening, Dante? But anyways, folks, that's gonna do it. Make sure that you subscribe to my homie Biggie, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, share this bitch out with all your friends and family once this is fully uploaded. It's your boy Woozilla, your homeboy Biggie, and we out this motherfucker.